Nutrition in plants. Hello everyone, how are you all? Today myself Jia, and today I will be explaining you about nutrition in plants. So what does basically nutrition mean? Nutrition is the intake of food and the proper utilization of it in the body for growth and development is known as nutrition. So today we are only going to discuss about nutrition in plants. So nutrition in plants is also divided into two parts, which is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So what is autotrophic mode of nutrition? Autotrophic mode of nutrition is a kind of a nutrition in which plants make their own food and are not dependent on any other organism for their nutrition is known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. So, what is basically heterotrophic mode of nutrition? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition is a kind of a nutrition in which the living organisms or the plants depend on any other organism for their nutrition is known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So, autotrophic mode of nutrition, let us discuss more about it. So, only green plants exhibit the autotrophic mode of nutrition, and there is a process in which plants make their own food. The process is known as photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis is a process in which plants make their own food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll with the help of carbon dioxide and water. This process is again known as photosynthesis. So there are basically four ingredients which are used in this process of photosynthesis. So the first ingredient is chlorophyll, second is sunlight, third is carbon dioxide, and the fourth and the final one is water. So the first one is sunlight. As we discussed, sun is the ultimate source of energy, and it exhibits energy which gives the plants power to work, and it is present during the day. It's not always present, and so the plants only perform photosynthesis during the day, and they do not perform the process of photosynthesis during the night time. So we'll discuss more about this. And the second kind of ingredient is chlorophyll. It is responsible for the green color pigment. It's a green color pigment present in the leaves of a plant, and it is responsible for the green color in the plants. So this basically actually attracts the sunlight towards it and stores it in the leaves of the plant, and that is why it is really important and it attracts the sunlight. So the third one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is taken in by the plants and oxygen is released out of it. So, do you know that this process only takes place during the day, and it only happens during the day that carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is released, but during the night time it's taken by respiration. The plants exhibit respiration, and that's why during the night time they take in oxygen just like the human beings, and they take out or they release the carbon dioxide out from their body. So that is why we say that don't go near the plants during the night, and it's a kind of a stereotype, and that's why the old people or some sages even said that you should not go near the plant during night time, and that is basically the reason why we should not go near the plant during night time. So the last and the final ingredient is water. Water is also really important for the plant, as it helps it keep fresh and energetic throughout the day, as we need water throughout the day to keep us fresh and energetic. We need 8 to 10 glasses of water. Even plants need water, and if you don't plant the water or give water frequently to the plants, they would dry up slowly and eventually they will die. So that is important, and that's why you should carefully plant your water your plants every day. So, now let us talk about the second kind of nutrition, which is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So, what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition? As I earlier discussed, it is a kind of a nutrition in which the plants are dependent on other organisms for their needs or their food or nutrients. So, there are basically three types of heterotrophic nutrients. First one is parasitic, second one is saprophytic, and the third one is insectivorous. So the first one is saprophytic. Let us talk about saprophytic first. Saprophytic is in the nutrition, the mode of nutrition, heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which plants are dependent on dead and decaying or the dead and decaying plants and animals for their nutrition. So many students get a doubt that what is difference between decomposer and saprophyte. So that happens is that decomposer eat the dead and decaying animals, whereas the saprophytes, they actually absorb it. So now let us talk about the second kind of heterotrophic nutrition, which is also the parasitic nutrition. So parasitic nutrition is basically in which a plant depends on any other plant or the host plant for its nutrition is called parasitic mode of nutrition. So parasitic mode of nutrition is also divided into two, which is the total parasitic mode of nutrition and like a partial parasitic mode of nutrition. So what is total parasitic mode of nutrition? Total parasitic mode of nutrition is in which the plant or the parasitic plant totally depends on the host plant for its nutrition and food and water and minerals and everything. And but in the partial parasitic mode of nutrition, it is either dependent for food or it is dependent for water and minerals. So some of the examples of these parasitic mode of nutrition are cascata, and like I said, saprophytic modes examples are bread molds, and mushroom is a good example too. Now let us talk about the third kind of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So the third kind of heterotrophic mode of nutrition is the insectivorous kind of a nutrition, insectivorous plants. So in this kind of nutrition or the mode of nutrition, the plants attract the insects to sit on them and they digest them and through their enzymes and turn them into atmospheric nitrogen. They turn it into a part that plants can absorb. So what does it exactly mean? All the living organisms in this world, they need nitrogen. So even human beings, they cannot take air directly. Nitrogen they cannot take. So there's a special structure of the body which takes the nitrogen and converts it into a part which human beings can digest. So what actually happens that insectivorous plants atmospheric nitrogen cannot be directly taken in by the insectivorous plants. That's why they take in, actually they are grown in such a way and such an area where nitrogen is really deficient and really less in the soil. So they attract insects, they digest them, they send it into the roots, and then they are turned into such a part from which they can digest their nitrogen and take in nitrogen, and it takes in nitrogen. So now let us talk about how other plants take it in. So it is basically because of symbiotic association. So I'll tell you an example first. It is lichen, which is a symbiotic association of algae and fungi. What is a symbiotic association? Let's discuss. A symbiotic association is in which two living organisms mutually understand each other and they share their feelings, and they share the relationship, and they tell that I'll give you this thing and you give me this thing. So that's a relationship between two organisms, and it causes symbiotic association. And so rhizobium and any other plant or leguminous plants take this mutual understanding, and they actually do the atmospheric nitrogen into a part in which plants can take. So, how does it happen? Leguminous plants, the roots of leguminous plants, the rhizobium is grown on the roots of the leguminous crops, the leguminous plants, and on the roots they are grown, and that is where they convert the atmospheric nitrogen into a way which leguminous plants or any other plant can take in. So basically that happens that farmers usually plant leguminous crops in between two major or two main seasons in which the plants need to be cropped, or they need to be they need to reap the they need to harvest the crops, so they need to sow the leaves and like that. So between two main seasons leguminous crop or leguminous plant is grown, so that they can turn atmospheric nitrogen into a part, or a kind of a thing in which the plants or the normal plants and all the plants can take in or digest. So here I am really sorry for the irregular videos which I'm sending. So from now on I will always be sending each video on Saturday and Sunday. So if you feel that this thing or this video is really informative, so please like this video and share it to as many as people as you can, and please subscribe this channel. And this is all for today. Thank you.